As soon as I finished the live today, right, I was talking about the devastation bill. I received a call from people from the Ministry of Labor, the Environment, the Navy of Silver. No, big people, more people I know. Thank God, as we got older, we were meeting a lot of people, and he remembered. I didn't know who this person followed the channel. He said, don't worry, don't worry. As for the PL, right, of 2021, this legal problem that was nicknamed for the Natureba, for the Greens, as a skin of devastation. Don't worry, it's just legalizing what happens in practice. I never thought of hearing this from this guy. He's not an advisor. He works and is kind of natural too, right? He did. What is actually happening is practically putting on paper what happens in practice. The recipe I want too. Did we not understand so much joy? What a thing, eh, boy? This human being is a damn beast and unreliable. If you trust a human being, if you are brave, it is for a few. It is a human being is a treacherous, mind-rose, dangerous animal, right? I already said and repeat, who has followed the channel for the longest time? Bom dia, Mato Grosso. Bom dia, Brazil. Live from Miguel Sutil Works of the Miguel Sutil Road Complex. Works performed by the Lebron Complex Consortium. There are several infrastructure works, special arts like this. Do you see the front here? Will there be a tunnel? You will. Look, access Viva CPA. Through this viaduct, there will be a trench. It is a true show of works by the state of Mato Grosso here in Cuiabá, capital of agribusiness, capital of the state, of the largest food producers in the world. And the best thing is, with environmental preservation on the rise, only Mato Grosso achieves this miracle, especially because it's not easy. That's why we have competent people at the head of institutions and secretariats. In the government of Mato Grosso, there are the works going on. The Transdeviado is quieter today. Tuesday, I'm speaking calmer than that congestion whenever there is here, right? He's more relieved today. Then, of course, you're not having class, right? It's Tuesday, my friend. Happy birthday. From the 22nd, we'll go up because life is made of moments. That's why it's good for us to have a good night's sleep, to wake up excited, right? Waking up ready, the challenges of everyday life, the rush, and of course, unfortunately, some friends of friends with health problems. But that will, if God wants to improve, okay? This life is that it runs. It really runs. And with the ride of the carriage, with the ride of the years, it gets rusty, but there is no point in running. Friend rich, poor, everybody goes, see? That's why I like this channel. I like you. I like everyone. There's no rich. There's no poor. There's no Steve Jobs, right? Homeless man. Everyone goes to the same place. Oh, thank God. And I'll also tell you, living 70, 80 years crippled, never leaving the hospital. Oh, see, Maria, you're crazy, boy, even though we want to, but it's an agony, a suffering, right? A human being is an animal of a double. Good morning, Brazil. Let's cheer up here. Put the friendly people on their feet early. It's with a subject like this that you don't wake up and touch your life, right? Then the bills even get longer there. They don't even get cheaper. Look at Lotupo's big truck passing by, his working friend doing his part, right? In this tangle that is the life of a human being, I am only joy. The most optimistic, most positive channel on YouTube. The Works channel with his friend Nelio and N-Ship Nelio Oliveira. Because in Mato Grosso, to have an animated channel in the state which produces so much, preserves so much, right? It has to have this animation. It's not the Works channel, despite the banana peels and play for us to purge. But we are going to do a lot of things except to put our Brazilian public on its feet and of course aware of what is happening in Brazil and in the world, and especially in the environment, right? The works impact directly, but in an act of another impact. It is minimum that we have the front, a responsible government, and of course with a first caliber team, especially in all areas, but in the most armored of the most complicated area than the environment, which is the future of the planet. And the channel now includes in its name Canal das Obras Tracinho, Echo of Ecology, and that of Artificial Intelligence, which is our future. But good artificial intelligence, right? Friend and friend of the channel, because nowadays there is artificial intelligence there. You can't believe what you see anymore. You see? Be careful. So how are you guys here? It's okay. It's 100% happy altered friend, right? Slow is life. You who live 100% joyful. MD. The recipe I want too. Did we not understand so much joy? What a thing, eh, boy? This human being is a damn beast and unreliable. If you trust a human being, if you are brave, it is for a few. It is a human being is a treacherous, mind-rose, dangerous animal, right? I already said and repeat, who has followed the channel for the longest time? You know, I already said that I'm not one of the worst guys. That's worthless. That's me. I know about human weakness, right? I know what I've been through, the temptations, not only financial, but of all kinds, right? That's why age is a wonderful thing, okay? Being human is the damn bishop. The hard thing is when we don't learn with age. We're looking there, right? At the avenue. Miguel Sutil, no. Miguel Sutil is the start. This spectacular work by the government of the state of Mato Grosso, together cruzandonese.com, another work, right? A zero carbon work is the face of Mato Grosso, friend and friend of the Canary, right? Despite the 6 deputies from Mato Grosso who voted in favor of the law plan or devastation bill, it is valid. You know why I'm excited this morning? We did the live there from the Boroko Show studio. They are here. Looking this way, the government palace is over there, the CPA neighborhood, everything is over there. I appreciate the presence of a friend of the channel from all over Brazil, see? So here it is, we go from there and come down here, right? BRT work, right? And then it gets better, it gets worse because life is like that. So it goes up and down, it's that river, right? You go there in the backwater, then you take a rapids with a waterfall, you come out grated and scratched. As soon as I finished the live today, right, I was talking about the devastation bill. I received a call from people from the Ministry of Labor, the Environment, the Navy of Silver. No, big people, more people I know. Thank God, as we got older, we were meeting a lot of people and he remembered. I didn't know who this person followed the channel. He said, don't worry, don't worry. As for the PL, right, of 2021, this legal problem that was nicknamed for the Natureba, for the Greens, as a skin of devastation, don't worry, it's just legalizing what happens in practice. I never thought of hearing this from this guy. He's not an advisor. He works and is kind of natural too, right? He did. What is actually happening is practically putting on paper what happens in practice. I said more here in Mato Grosso is not like that because we build day and night. I said, yes, but the authorities follow the rules, the norms, right? But in practice, many people don't follow. So much so that now recently, right, we had several prescriptions, right? $1 billion fines, millionaire fines, right? And which have been statute barred because they are not judged. What about these people? Let's keep taking company. I said, look, Helio, actually what you're really going to do is make it official, put it in a role that you really can, right? What already happens then accepts that it hurts less. I said, no, it's already accepted. I don't have this problem. It hurts right away. It hurts, doesn't it? Yeah, it's when we get stabbed in the back. It really, it hurts a lot, right? But then it stops. you're going, right? And you get used to that injury, right? To that trauma. Life is made of that, of traumas. Yeah, they're the ones we remember, right? And then I even asked him to bring me traumas from the history of humanity, right? That were built, right? The great works and the great characters in the history of humanity, the ones who left their mark, right? Who will serve as an example for the rest of life, and the bad examples that of course are everywhere, and we learn a lot. I've told you I learn more from a bad example than from example, right? Because I still need to improve a lot before I leave any time, right? That thing has nowhere to run. I even told Marilza, my wife, today, I don't know what this agony is like, right? Human beings have to worry, you know? You buy something the other day, you don't want it anymore. It's like a kid, right? He's ambitious, he's hungry, he eats too much and gets sick. He's crazy to smear his lips with fat. He buys meat with difficulty. He gets drunk. He drinks a caipirinha. He goes a little over the limits. He wakes up in a disgraceful hangover on Monday, still has to work, my friend. You will continue to work with the system to pay for the card so that you can become B. Look at this Joy of the Most Positive channel on the internet. Here, yes, here we say what has to be said. Here, no one puts honey in your mouth. Friend and friend of the guy. That truck is the same. Where do you remember it? He's taking it with this arm. Then he takes it with, there's a pot, there's a drum in his mouth there on the arm of the MU truck, which he takes from the Bitonera truck and brings it and dumps it there. And you follow at this moment live another Lapada putting the concrete inside. Let's see if we can see it. Watch live from Cuiabá, Mato Grosso. I'm telling you, there's nowhere to run, friend. There's nowhere to run. What had to be done has already been done. There's no turning back. Climate change, this whole thing you get worried about is no use. No use. You're going to go crazy like me, and I don't go crazy anymore. Everybody knows that, right? How crazy I've been my whole life. I'm not an example. Do you know why? Because what's done, it's done. It's like even you who think you're going to heaven, you've already done it, friend. You're gonna answer for what you did, okay? The worst are those who do and don't want to answer. Do you understand? It will go down in history. It will be documented. It's not for your history. I will bring here some examples of many stories from the time of Ramses in it. So you traveled, huh? And how I traveled. This life is a friendly trip, a friend of the channel, and everyone tells their story and stays on the side they want to be on, right? We'll tell you. 15, 20 years from now, right? What happened to Brazil? What happened to Mato Grosso with this spectacular state that is a true breadbasket of food in the world? And for us who live here, of course, it's too much. I never tire of praising our country. Mato Grosso is much bigger. We, the people of Mato Grosso, are much bigger. We always win and will always win. Remembering that we are the ones who command in this order, you may not paste another name. So the decision is your friend, okay? You're in charge now. You think carefully before deciding. Let's go back there. Think, but think carefully that your decision could complicate you for a while, okay? What does this guy tell me? Yeah, no use, no use. In today's world, any small gain, you put both hands together. You who are accompanying me, you put it together, right? I'm driving, so I can't put my hands together. So let's go. I'm going to do a 90 deg there. And then I can go down there nearby. It's 90 deg. It's like this. The camera is turned in a straight line. The drone is on top of the truck. It's a concrete mixer. We're going down. So if you can't put your hands together, stay in your thoughts, thank the Lord, right? If you believe in God, you don't. Thank you there, your Orisha, for still having these things and for still being there, okay? Because things are ugly to me. You have no idea if you knew the projects that lie ahead for us people. I'm going to bring here firsthand all kinds of structural changes that our future has, okay? Look, I even belted on the lid, which is why the canal is considered dangerous. See, it's dangerous, it's harmful, no longer for YouTube or for YouTube. Now you're on the ecology wave, right? There's nowhere to run, nowhere to breathe, right? There's no way to live. No forest, no river, no water, right? You don't have everything you needed. Let me open the picture. So thank God what we talk about here on the channel will not be blocked because they recently made the complaint. And thank God YouTube did not accept it. The question is, where did the complaint come from? I'm telling you things that I shouldn't tell, but you're the ones who still give the channel a little audience, okay? Talk a little, and you know why we already had almost 3,000 dozen views of the month, right? 2,000, 1,500 down to 300, 400,000 because of my big mouth. And the worst thing is that YouTube didn't tell me, right, who entered. It's the channel, right? Yeah, he filed a complaint from a video that I was dealing with precisely nature, which was this PL of devastation. Thank goodness YouTube didn't catch on. Otherwise, we would have received a 15-day suspension. Okay? Worse, this suspension lasts for 23 years. If you have the second one, you almost lose the channel. That was the idea, was to send a message. And two promptly notified me of the problem, which I didn't know to bring to you, friend and friend, whether it was from the political world, whether it was from the deputies that we have been talking a lot about the amendments. This happened now that I started talking, right? After the presence of the governor of Mato Grosso at that public hearing in Brasilia. You see that we are going to mess with these people. That secret budget that I told you, 77070. The 100 of the money, we don't know which destination it went, and then you don't know where it went. You also won't ask me if there was inspection on the work. If you don't know where it went, how it was spent, you don't know where it went. It's over, isn't it? It's not a sinkhole, and it's taking money from the executive, which was supposed to carry out important works that are structured from below, as I said yesterday or the day before yesterday, since AAO sanitation. Even at the end, which is the time you need to be attended to, this work will really save lives, right? Improving traffic, reducing accidents, such as ABR 163, which was doubled and will now have an entire section between Cuiabá and Sinop. All this extension being worked on, right? We know here we have the immigrant highway being duplicated, right? The new immigrants, everything from the new work of the West, everything ours. I will not repeat the amount of work that we have here. What matters is the idea. What do I have to say to you, friend of the channel, that I always slip up and don't tell you? I'll tell you what, huh? The deadline, not only for this work, but for any work, at least from the time we see, goes to 5 years, 4.5 years, and so daily, 3 years or more, we are in the works. Forget the deadline, forget the deadline. Follow the channel is because here you can still see it, right? The hard one is where you can't see because time is up. That work you only learned about on the day the politician spoke, inaugurated or announced here in Mato Grosso is a difference. The government itself has 23 cameras there, right? Showing Brazil and the world in real time. Everyone knows this, and I'm always bringing the cameras here or in the lives I do. From the government of the state of Mato Grosso, from CIFRA, from the Secretariat of Infrastructure and Logistics, it's no use. I have given the answer that I have to give you. Everybody saw what happened again. Nelio, it's June 23rd in this work. It wasn't flooded. Who could have imagined the cold month of rain? I could imagine there, right? You know, ground. I know the world is turned upside down. I didn't know it was going to rain that much, but I knew it could. Friend, I'm even prepared for death, because I know I'm going to die. I don't run from I don't run because I don't want to get involved. I've been cleared about 23 times in my life. Once I overturned a car. Once I thought I was really going. But you have to be prepared, because it's going to come when you wake up at night missing there, If you're over 50, it doesn't make it easy. We have to be ready for this. And so does the family, right? Because we don't talk about motorcycles every day, but knowing that we go, no one stays, especially those who have money and are very sure. I already said you have to be very careful with the mechanics of the plane. You have to pay on time, pay well, don't hit the guy, right? I learned that I was very sad with one of the geniuses, that we are going to owe a lot to this genius that is Steve Jobs. What a disappointment, huh, boy? But all geniuses, right? He has his flaws just like anyone. I didn't know he liked to humiliate people and get ideas, did I? Of the others, which is the ugliest one, right? Intellectually steal the idea from employees, said he was a butcher, but do what, right? You saw it, didn't you? With all the money and everything, we are grateful for the help we gave to the world through Agente Syed, right? From telephony to smartphone, which is the Apple guy, right? Even with this great work that was to bring this to all humanity, right? There was no way. He was young. He left young. This is just a message for all of us who think we are immortal. It's a crystal clear example that life is short, right? Enjoy and value it. And you have the chance to write our name, your name, as we do here, with the name of those who participate live for the history of Brazil and humanity. Enjoy it, huh? Enjoy that at the end of the live, I will bring important names from world history. And that's what we know, is that whoever tells the story is the winners while you watch this show. Show on the 22nd, congratulations. And works by the government of the state of Mato Grosso, the government of works, the government of preservation, the government of the environment. Impressive that Mato Grosso produces with the amount of its forests, Cerrados and Pantanal preserved. Pantanal doesn't have much to do, that there is no way to change the idea of Manso. This one goes tropical until it dries, but the rest of it doesn't do anything, right? The Pantanal has no solution. The solution is to take care of the fires, something that the government is already doing with the equipment, with the firefighters, stakes, hired machines. What we can do is bandage. I learned that. Bandage is what comes to the hospital, it corrects. It's what will do right. After burning the jaguar's foot, then command, because holding the fire is going to be difficult, right? It is the lack of education. Complete, it is the lack of culture. It's to go to the third world thinking that ending everything will solve it. Yeah, but it's like this. It's one day at a time. But now what we find interesting, right, how it is in all of society, and we know that's why I like Nietzsche. Who is Nietzsche? She's a philosopher who turned the world upside down. What I like most about Nietzsche is that he stretched the rope in a way. What is it like to stretch the rope in it is to push the capacity of the human being to the limit. Do you understand? Do you think so? The person is going to kill someone. He won't rip off the head. Then he goes there and spatested the whole body, like that girl who had enough Yoki's guy. You know, that Yoki bully that has flour, has kib flour, I like to buy. Well, she smashed one and put it in her suitcase and took it and threw it on the road. She's loose. She's loose and she's driving. She's driving the Uber. You would take the Uber with that woman, right? So this is the world we live in. That is our justice.